Hello, Unseen Witches Society. I hope everyone is doing really good. I'm just gonna give it a few just to see if anyone pops on. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're not gonna waste too much time, but I wanna get started into it because I want this to be more of a conversation, an interactive one, not just me laying out a bunch of information, but I want to see what you guys think, feel, see, all that fun stuff. So let me just pull up our group page and make sure I can see my comments. So tonight, as we're going through, we are going to, okay, so I'm going to be looking at comments, it looks like, on my computer, which is fine. Hey, Linda. And what was I going to say? Oh, tonight's live is about Morgan Le Fay. But it's not Morgan Le Fay, you know, the healer, the healer, the priestess of Avalon. I'm looking at Morgan Le Fay as the sorceress of Avalon. So the darker twist of things, if that makes a little bit more sense. And here's the reason. Okay, sorry, I just want to get my comments up. And here's the reason. So I did a live previous on Avalon, the secrets of Avalon. Or I'm pretty sure the live was titled Avalon Secrets. And when I talked about Avalon, I talked a lot about Morgan Le Fay. And I think I spoke a little bit about her sisters as well, the Ninefold. So that is the neutral information live on Morgan Le Fay. So I'm not gonna just dig into her. I'm not trying to make this be like 100% informational. I'm gonna read from my notes kind of thing. Excuse my voice too. I'm fading in and out with it. But I want you guys to really see that just like any deity, any type of being that you use in your practice or honor within your practice or call upon to assist you in your practice, can have a good side and a bad side. And it's honestly about what you are being called to that deity or that being, if that makes some sense, right? The biggest depiction to give an example on would be Lilith. Lilith is the one where you either look at her like the demon mother that she is and all the aspects that follow the left-handed path, or you look at her as a self-care or a role model, so to say, a glamour magic type of deity, which is on the lighter spectrum. So succubus type of deity, or one that gives you that boost of confidence to take back your own self. You see the difference? Now, have I used Lilith before? Yes. Do I look at her on the darker side? Of course. I have my own personal reasons for doing so. So that's how I want you to look at Morgan Le Fay. So if you have not watched that live, I highly recommend. It's still up in the group. Facebook has not taken it down yet from their little, like, I'm deleting all the Facebook lives kind of bull crap that they're doing. But it's on my YouTube page also to help you out. I highly recommend watching that 100% first. Okay. Then move on to this one. If you so see fit to want to see her on the darker spectrum. Now, when I say darker spectrum, I am talking about the legit sorceress, Arthurian legend sorceress who refused to bow down to any man, who wanted to do things her own way and did so. Of course, with help of her sisters nonetheless. So that's a little bit what we're going to get into. So let me just check real quick on the things. Hey everyone that's popping on. I'm so glad you guys are joining me. Nope, you're not late. We're actually just on time. I'm just kind of giving a little synapse of what we're going to roll into. Okay, if the music in the background is too loud, please let me know. If you can't hear it at all, let me know, because I would like to have a little bit of ambiance in the back to kind of set the tone for the live. Not saying you guys can't get the tone from moi, but I always want to set the tone a little bit for you guys. So if you can't hear it, let me know. If you can, if it's just perfect, cool, I'll keep it there. Okay. So, just a small summary on what Morgan Le Fay is before we get into the darker spectrum of who she is. Morgan Le Fay is known as just that, or Morgana, or Maganu, or, oh my gosh, Morgani, E-A. It's the pronunciation of the Celts nonetheless. Perfect. Yay. Okay, cool. So you can call her whatever you say. I do like to say Morgana as the sorceress. Morgan Le Fay is just her title. She is Morgan of the fairy realm, the Le Fay. That's where the fairy part comes in. I'm trying not to go too much detail, like history-wise, because I want you guys to go back to the other live to watch that, but I'll give you a little bit. So everyone has heard the stories, I hope, of the Arthurian legend, of King Arthur, who in some had a sister, a half-sister. She wanted the power. She felt that she was worthy of being able to rule over Camelot. Her brother, of course, took over. Kind of obvious why, sword in the stone type of thing. Again, that's nothing new. The Lady of the Lake is another thing I want you guys to kind of keep in the back of your mind, because the Lady of the Lake is actually supposed to be one of Morgan Le Fay's sisters. So there comes that unhappy balance and the ninefold that some people don't really realize that was there, or as I've known, or I'm being told, was there. And this is just my workings with her. Little Claus, everything I say today is my personal view, my personal experience with Morgan Le Fay. Morgana she is that witch sorceress to me, that witch deity. She is not the Morgan. Another thing a lot of people like to mix between the two is she's not the Morgan. The Morgan is an aspect of a trinity. Morgana is herself, okay? So they are two separate entities in my mind. I have always known her to be two separate entities. So keep that in mind as well when we go through. Over the Middle Ages, Morgan Le Fay has been demonized like Lilith. She's the perfect example of how Lilith was. All because of some simple little things. The simple little things, honestly, is why can't I rule? Why can't I control the realm? Why am I not worthy enough? Is it because I'm a woman? Why does it matter? Now, granted, the Dark Ages, or the Middle Ages, in this case, did not allow women to run and rule as king, or in this case, queen for her. They did not allow her to do that. Why? Were they afraid of her? Now, Morgana was born with magical abilities. The magical abilities, they kind of like, they throw into this category. So on the neutral side aspect, she's a healer. She's also a shapeshifter. And that's where a lot of people get the Morgan and Morgana confused. But she is a shapeshifter. She loves shape-shifting magic. She did shapeshift. If you know the Arthurian legend, she did shapeshift to trick her brother, and so on and so on. She's all about the healing realms, things like that, so we'll get into that. Water is her main element, but so is earth. Now, Avalon, if you guys know a little bit about Avalon, Avalon is a hidden realm. It's not an island. Some say that Glastonbury is the central point of where Avalon was, because of where they believe Arthur was buried. So they say Glastonbury, right there, that whole area, that's Avalon. Okay. Are there great healing abilities because of the magical waters that this area has? 100%. But how come no one's ever found it? So the whole mist of Avalon, that's written in many, many texts, many, many books, and has been passed down, many, many legends. You can only get there by them allowing you to get there. If Avalon does not want to be found, or in this case, if Morgana does not want to be found, you will not find her or the realm of Avalon. My personal view on this, here we go. I look at everything as being, are you worthy enough? And I know that sounds horrible, and it's not gatekeeping, but it's just things I've kind of seen. To be able to access Avalon, you have to be worthy. It is no different than her sisters having to go through their trials, being put through the priestessship or the priesthood, however you want to call it, and being able to earn their title of being a sister of Avalon or the Ninefold. Each have their own unique ability. No two sisters are the same. It's a lot of work, a lot of dedication, but there's a lot of other things, beings, energy, mythological creatures that hide on Avalon for its healing abilities, its strength, its power, its dominance, its inability to be seen. Okay? That's what makes Avalon so great. But Morgana was 100% deemed what a lot of old school people said, the witch. She was the witch. She was the feared one. Merlin feared her in some sense because of how, what would be a good way to say it, of how uncontrolling she was, how chaotic her energy truly was. And we're not looking at the healing side of Morgana. We're looking at what she did and the chaos she brought against her brother and even Merlin to be able to harness her power and her energy, okay? This is why I love working with her so much. Because to use her ability, I like to look at it like an illusion, or I'm going to manipulate someone into doing what I want them to do. A mirror magic is fantastic. Illusion magic is fantastic. And I'm not talking about just glamour magic, as in I'm going to make someone see me a certain way. No, I'm talking about like obsession, wanting me, being able to own you, control you, where you can't do nothing about it because I will be all you think about. I will be all you see. You see me in your sleep. You see me as you're walking the streets. You will think of me constantly. The image in your mind will be an obsession of how much you want to be with me. An illusion. That is a part of what Morgana is. Even in the history books, or the text, the old text, it is stated that she manipulated her brother. She did an illusion magic. She shapeshift. She made him fall for her. And I know we're not going into the taboo aspect of things, but see where I'm coming from with this, okay? She wanted the power. She manipulated him to get some of that power. And she had some of that power for a little while, right? She fought for it. She strategically planned everything out. Another thing that the Morgan and Morgana blend a lot into is because they're very strategic. One as a sorceress, one as a sovereign, okay? Let me just catch up real quick. Can we have a live on how they're separate? Hopefully I'm answering some of those questions on how they're separate in some ways. No, you're good, you're good. Oh, okay, so Serenity said, sorry, got a little piece of fuzz in my face. So what are the difference between the Morgan and Morgan Le Fay? Like I said, it's the different types of magic that they do. They do have a similar in a few, but I'm sorry, I got a call. But Morgana is going to use wicked ways, or more of the trickster ways, to get what she wants. The Morgan is like a general, a commander leading the army. She went through the pain, she went through the suffering. She does a lot of shape-shifting into the dragon, because yes, the Morgan does the dragon, and the crow, the wolf, things like that, a horse. But I'm trying to think of a good way. Literally think of an old commander on a battlefield, literally. Even if you want to think of like a Viking, or like the Celts with Wallace fighting, that type of persona. Like, I'm a warrior, I'm fighting through, I'm going to run and reign control. The Morgan, though, is going to use very manipulated ways to do it. And she's going to thrive in it because it's a magic-based, not an ability-based. Does that make sense? That sounds so weird in my head because I know I'm contradicting myself when I say that, but there is a fine line of what you were born with and then what you were developed into, kind of thing. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me just touch on some of these. So like I said already, she's element based, so it's water and earth. Water because water is her huge thing. Now, if you want to look at the darker side of her using the element of water, don't look at it like water heals, water nurtures. Think of it more of a tsunami. Think of it like a water spout. Think of it like a hurricane. Taking over, destroying anyone in her path to do so. And then just disappearing. Because she can. Because at that point, she doesn't have a reason to want to control anything. She just wants to end it all for them. So it's not like, using that obsession thing again, it's not like I really like this guy and I want him to kind of like me, but he doesn't show me any mind. So I put a little spell on him and he's obsessed, right? Morgana's way of looking at it is, oh, he's obsessed. Okay, I had my fun. I'll let him just stay obsessed. I'll let him be my puppy dog. But I'm gonna move on nonetheless. I don't want that doesn't want me, if that makes sense. I want to own you. I want to control you. And I'm gonna do so. The element of the fire side of things, think of it like an earthquake. Things literally cracking and destroying cities, towns. Carving anew type of lifestyle. That's the way you want to look at her earth element. So some good magic types of things that you can use with earth would honestly not be grounding or anything like that. It would be like finding a way to bury them within that earth element, suffocating them, paying them back, showing them what they missed and how good it could have been and how they should have known better. Tip like that. Does that make sense, everyone? So this is where the interactive part is. So, first of all, looking at her in this aspect, did you ever think to see that side of her? If you knew about her, that is. Some people might not have known about her. But would you ever see her have that little aspect a little bit of being the polar opposite of the healer and just the priestess and just taking care of everyone and just trying to keep control? Because a lot of people don't. Natasha, I need a little for you. I got so much information stashed in the spread. So much. So Gabriella says she is strong and stormy in both elements. Yes, she is the extreme destruction part of both elements when it comes to the sorceress side of her. Yes, 100%. Dead on, said perfectly. She is known for medicine, but here's the flip side. So if you're healing someone with medicine, what else can you do with medicine or herbs, barks, flowers? Oh, I don't know, poison? Making someone sick? Making a brew? Using it in a spell? Her healing side of medicine, being a medicinal witch that she was also, she loved to use them to poison things. Any enemy that she has, if you were in her way, she was going to step over you. She was going to do it through poisons. She did it quite frequently in the Arthurian legends also. I think I have to sneeze. Hold on. Don't sneeze. Oh, I apologize. Felt like I had to sneeze. Yep. Foxglove, all of them. Any type of poison path, which Serenity did a live on poison path, so I highly recommend you taking a look at that. But yeah, the poison side of things that you shouldn't be consuming, that was her thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, like I said, you can think of Morgana being on the left-handed path type of spectrum in this way, but she's not a left-handed path practitioner. This is more of a single, on her own, who took her matters into her own hands and did not care and did not need anyone's permission, especially Merlin's permission at all, who thought he was fantastic and he was the wizard of all. That's fantastic. But even Morgana outsmarted Merlin in a few different ways. The only thing that hemmed her up was her own sister, the Lady of the Lake, because of the sword. So instead of giving it to her own sister, she didn't do that. So there became a little bit of a I hate you type of aspect between some of the sisters. You're welcome. I always give shout outs. So think of it this way. She's an independent woman in a male-dominated world. Knights in shining armor, kings of old, magic, nymphs in the water, which was her sister, the Lady of the Lake. She just wanted her independence. And she had to possess an immense amount of power to do it. Now, the way she possessed this immense amount of power, now this is, if you want to work within Morgana, I highly recommend thinking of this way. So energy is transferred, right? From one thing to another. That's how we utilize and harness energy in our magic, correct? When it comes to Morgana, utilize the energy of depletion from the earth and the water. So if you're doing a type of obsession spell, you have to pull from those elements to be able to get that immense amount of power. And you're going to deplete the crap out of it. And it's so horrible to say, but if you utilize like a small stream to do it, it's not adequate enough. It's not enough energy, it's not enough power, it's not enough force, it's not enough rage. If you use a waterfall, now that's better. That's uncontrollable water. that can vanish, come, go, add, be stronger, dissipate, crush through rock over time, right? Get through cracks. It can be obsolete, or not obsolete, I'm sorry, it can be an enormous amount of power to pass through using a waterfall. Oceans, of course, are obviously the best. Seas, all that. But small little streams and stuff, doing these type of obsession magic or mirror magic or illusion magics, things like that, shape-shifting abilities, even if you want to throw glamour magic in there, you really can. I just don't. I think of glamour magic more on a Lilith spectrum. Glamour magic to me is like, you just want all people to see you. I'm talking about you individualizing and specializing and focusing on that one person. Like, hey, it's you and me, babe. It's all about you and me. That's what I'm talking about when I say obsession. Same thing with Earth. Don't just, go into a little wooded area. Go into a bigger forest area where there's an ample amount of trees, very old trees, embedded trees that just kind of branch over into each other. You want to find that chaotic type of area. You don't want a cleaned area with beautiful paths or anything like that. You don't want these beautiful set out little rocks. No, you want the boulders that overlap each other that are very dangerous to climb. You want those types of areas to pull from. And I'm not saying climb on the boulders or anything, but I'm saying you want to be in that type of general area to be able to work within this magic. So working within Faye, it's not easy because it is, I'm sorry, I have extra child at my house tonight. You really have to focus and dig into it, and you have to realize that you're going to burn through that energy. So you have to have an ample amount of it. If not, and you try and use a small stream and stuff like that, take my little advice and say, yeah, I'm gonna do it my way, which is fine. Try it. But see where the energy then actually pulls from, and it's not gonna be your little stream. It's gonna pull from you or things around you that are very precious to you. It's a darker type of magic. It's not a light worker type of magic. It's not there to make people happy. It's not there to make people feel better about themselves. It's there to make you feel better about making someone else pay for looking down on you, making them take back the words they said, the insecurities that you had because of what they said or what they did. That type of thing, a dominance. That would be the best word to say this. It's a dominant type of thing. Yes, mirror magic. That is another one of her specialties. She loves mirrors because mirrors can show an illusion too. And I'm not black scrying mirrors, actual mirrors. Mirrors that bounce off things. Using mirrors in the dark, bounce off shadows by candlelight. That's the best type of magic if you want to use an illusion type of magic. Natasha says, what book is best for her? So here's the kicker. There's tons of books on her. My favorite ones are to learn about like Avalon as the island and some tidbits of her and her sisters. The Lost Lands is fantastic. Okay, and I know it's showing you guys backwards. I apologize, but this is fantastic book, which I've showed this one before. This also talks about Lumeria and Atlantis also, so it's a tri-section. But Avalon is really good on this one. Then you have this beautiful Whispers of Avalon by Nicole Muir. This is really good too, of learning the neutral side. Now, when I show you all these, not a single one of these shows her dark aspect. I'm just going to tell you right now. These are all very neutral-based everything. But they're very good to get an idea of her basis and then take it the opposite way with it. Like I said, all my practice within her has been my own trial and error experience with her. My meditations, fantastic, by the way. She loves when you meditate. It's a devotion to her. So I know Sarah, she does meditation lives and stuff like that. Watch them to help you work on your meditation also. So keep that in mind. But this is another good one, Whispers of Avalon by Nicole Muir. And then this one, now this one's more of going into how to be a priestess of Avalon. And it talks about the ninefold sisterhood. So it's a lot. And this is more of an advanced level book. Again, this focuses on the priestess-ship of her, not the sorceress side of her. But there's this. This is called The Ninefold Way of Avalon. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name because I'm not going to be able to. But if you type in Avalon on Amazon, it comes up. But you got to type in like Avalon Witchcraft or Avalon Priestess, or else you'll get just a bunch of like fictional books. But this one's really good too. So I'm just going to hold it here. I know everything's backwards for you guys. I'm so sorry. But it's called The Ninefold Way of Avalon. And this is really good. But this is a priestess-ship kind of book. Because I am working on my priestess-ship through Avalon. It took me a lot to actually work on my initiation, just like the Temple of Descending Flame. It's taken me a lot for them to allow me to even do it because my aspect and depiction of her is not like them and how they see it within their sistership that I go through. But through my report, I was able to I was able to show them that she's not one way to everyone. And it really, I feel like it opened their eyes because they actually accepted me to be able to learn from them through Avalon itself. So that was really cool. I'm on a very long journey with that because I can only do it so often because of my work schedule and stuff like that and all my other dedications. Let me just catch up real quick. Ronnie says, it is a dark magic and it's what she deserves from us. Facts. So Ronnie said, would she be similar to Tiamat in a way? Please correct me if I'm wrong. No, she's actually not. Tiamat's completely, the primordial goddess Tiamat is very motherly, who makes her children pay for what they did to her after they cut her into pieces. Tiamat's aspect is more of I am supreme because I am the first. Everything was created from my body kind of aspect. So not really how Tiamat is. I'm on the hunt for a magic mirror from Japan. Oh, don't even get me started about those mirrors. Oh my god, I love those mirrors. Because if the light hits it, it's just right, makes flowers and shapes. And oh god, anyway. Yes, I love those too. I'm looking for an antique mirror, a very antique mirror, and I want a real one. But I can't find one that's not haunted or attached with something. Thrift stores really don't like me in that aspect. But I'm looking for a very old antique mirror, kind of like no more than like an 8x10 size. I don't need a big one, just one that I can sit, focus in, utilize, but very old. I need an old style mirror. It's really hard. Okay, got it. All right, so let me give you just a little like associations of her to kind of help. And remember, we're looking at the darker aspect of things, okay? So we know the Isle of Avalon is her sacred place. We do know that if you watch the other live, that she is the head priestess of all her sisters. So she is the chief, so to say, or she's the commander kind of thing. I wrote notes so I didn't forget what I was going to say. Morgana is very intelligent. She's very beautiful. And she uses that beauty, as you already know, to dominate what she wants. She has very unique abilities, which we already talked about. Her sacred fruit is the apple. That's why, technically, Avalon is the Isle of Apples. So apples are a huge thing, which, what other deity follows with the apples? Oh, is that Lilith? I hear Lilith. Isn't that funny how apples depicts both of the ones who say, I'm not going to bow down to a man. A man is not going to tell me what to do. When I want to do it, I'm gonna damn well do it. And that's what I love so much. Sorry, my knees are killing me. Let's see. She is the fairy queen, so I'm not a Faye person. Serenity knows a stupid amount about the Faye, so I'm sure she can like tap in a little bit on this, but she is the fairy queen because of her earth abilities and the water abilities that both the Fae have. Of course, she's in the Celtic realm of things, and Celts and fairies are a huge thing, but so are dragons, too. So remember when I told you that Avalon holds mythological beings? Guess where some dragons lay? Oh, yeah. They hide there. Their spiritual energy hones into that, which then helps protect the island itself. Another reason why it is so hard to be accepted into the realm of Avalon and astral projection or dream works and stuff, because those are some things that she specializes in also. Again, it's a manipulation thing. The dragons are a very strong aspect of the Isle of Avalon. Okay? Now, this is the thing that I struggle with, which I don't know, I don't think it's ever stopped, like, hindered my practice believing this way, but just to kind of give you a little bit. I don't do well with the Fae at all. I am not a Fae person. When I work with dragons and I meditate with dragons, my dragons do not like the Fae at all. Being within that realm of Avalon, there are dragons and the Fae. Do they work together? For some people, probably. Some people can work with both. Some practitioners are very, hell-bent on, they work great together. I absolutely work with them all the time together. They're a great complement to each other. Awesome, buddy. Not for me. The Fae hate me. And it's because I harness within not only dragon magic, I don't just work in draconic magic, I work in draconian magic, which is the pure essence and energy and the soul of a dragon. I don't use the dragon, I use the dragon's energy. I become the dragon. I am the dragon. Fae don't like that. So that's when that's where you see the dual side of practitioners that work with Morgana, because you're gonna have the ones that are like, she's the fairy queen because of the elements she works with and the isles she's in, and that's her mythological creatures or the beings that help her with healing and stuff like that. And I'm over here like, yeah, that don't work for me. It's the polar opposite. If anything, it makes my magic just go wonky. So me and the Fae, we stay away, which is hard because the Morgan has some type of connection to the Fae also. I just stay on the darker side of things because that's where the dragons lay anyways, in my case. So I'm like, hey guys, shadow dragon, I'm over here. Thank you, please come again. I can't do that side of the spectrum because it just doesn't work with my energy. And I don't know if it's because I am the practitioner that I am, and my past lives are very rough and had a rough trial, and I lost a lot of battles in the past, so I don't think my persona from the past lives complement to be like, hey, yeah, in this life, let's work together. Yeah, they're still like, we're still gonna cause you chaos if you even try. So if you work within Morgan, just know that she's fine with you not working within the Fae realm, and that if you want to work within the the dragon realm, not the draconian. She does not work with the draconian realm. The draconic, yes, and the dragon, yes, but the draconian, no. That's 100% left-handed path on that whole Luciferian section. Okay, where did I leave off? The animals, like I said, dragon, fae, the crow. The crows and the ravens are birds that are associated with Morgana because of her shape-shifting ability. She likes to transform into these birds. I know, that sounds like another goddess. I wonder which goddess that one is. We know, the Morgan. But she flies over for other purposes. She picks off the dead. A little bit different. I'm trying to stay away from history. You already know about Arthur Pendragon, so read his legend. And her colors are purple, blue, silvers, and any type of lunar or like moonlight color. So like a very light white, more silver kind of base. But I'm sitting here flinging something in my face, and it's my incense, guys. I'm literally flinging smoke in my face, or I'm sorry, what I thought was like, you don't even want to know what I thought, but I'm flinging it, and it's my freaking incense. Oh, this energy that's been going on with the solar flares is just killing me. I'm seeing things that are not there, and I know they're not there. My mind's playing the illusions, because I know the difference between when someone's calling me from the realms and versus someone's playing a trick on my mind. So I gotta reward my whole house because some shit's going on. And I know, by the way, I found out very quickly that my husband's garage is fucking haunted. Excuse my language, but it's haunted. So now I gotta figure out how to figure out why. Because that's new. Like, his garage was just built. So I don't understand how something's haunted. So there's something attached to the land. That's all I can think about. Anyways, moving back on. Morgana is also associated with the moon. So darker moon magic. I don't know much about moon magic. I won't lie. I'm not a moon child. I'm a sun child. Again, so weird considering the deities I work with. The deities I work with in the dark. A lot of the other ones work within the moon. But I love the sun, but I don't work with any sun type of deities. Isn't that weird? It's like I like that opposite spectrum kind of thing. Mystic colors, yep. No, I won't do the history, Serenity. I'm gonna let everyone else do their own history. Because Arthurian legend it's a common thing. You can find that. They have books. The Mist of Avalon is a really good movie. It's a very old movie. When I say old movie, like, don't have your kids watch around you. It's one of those kind of old movies. It has some graphic tendencies to it. But it does give you a good breakdown of some things and her darker aspect. So that's really good too. Morgana's name literally breaks down to mean water or born of water in Welsh. Morgana. So I thought that was really cool. I'm not trying to repeat a lot of stuff. So somehow I repeated myself a few times. Associated with the new moon, the dark side of the energy. So even though she works within the moon, the new moon aspect would be really good for working on the shadow side of her and not the healing side of her. If you want to work on the healing side, then the full moon would be fantastic. The darker side, the new moon. We talked about her herbalism, where she likes the poison path. We talked about a lot of that. All right, so that's just like my little note stuff. So let's talk. Let's break into this, okay? Has anyone ever done mirror magic? Like, I don't mean scrying mirror, but I mean like mirror magic. Has anyone ever done illusion magic or obsession magic? I'm asking the hard questions. Okay, so we got some. Serenity says she has with Aphrodite. Natasha says I want her dark side. Miss Avalon is one of my favorite books. Gabriella said I love Miss Avalon. The movie's really good too, by the way. Dark Moon Water or Storm Water. Ooh, yeah. And my Linda says obsession magic she has. In my younger years, it seems that she's really not done with me yet. Yeah, I still gotta do my reads yet. I got stuck on a double yesterday. I was so mad. Natasha says I did an obsession spell. So, talk. How'd it go? What did you do? Was it a simple, some candles? Was it a simple incantation? Did you just think about it? How'd it feel? How'd you feel? Did you feel that it wasn't a darker type of magic? Did you feel that it was just, you know, a spell? No big deal, right? Just a normal spell. I'm really curious because when I first started practicing, before I met my husband, I did obsession spells. And this is our little chit chat. Make sure no one can hear me in my house, because thankfully I'm in my office. But my obsession spell definitely did it. I did an obsession spell so well that I had 5 at once. By the way, that's really hard to juggle. Now here's the thing. I was not the prettiest back then. I mean, I know everyone's gonna be like, no, you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous. Yes, I know I'm gorgeous now. However, back then I didn't take as good of care of myself. I didn't take care of my skin. I didn't take care of my makeup. I didn't dress the part. I didn't take care of my body at all. At all. So, take a guess who I called in. I've been with Morgana almost as long as I've been working with the Morgan. All because I watched the movie, The Mists of Avalon. So I did my little research, I started digging, let's do meditation, and I sat there and I'd visualize things, and then I'd start writing like little scripts in my notebooks, and the scripts would turn into like incantations, but part of a script. So part of a book that I would create. And after I'm done writing it, I would reenact it in my room. And man, I just thinking about it today, how silly I looked. But when you've been cut down so much in appearance and how you're not pretty enough, or you're not their type, or that you'll never be good enough for them, you kind of get that urge of, oh yeah, watch this. So that's what I did. By writing those little scripts and writing those incantations inside, I utilized her energy. Definitely got myself lost, by the way. So when I lived in the city, I went outside the city to a little area that I was like, this would be perfect. This would be a perfect place to do this at. It was a bunch of fucking rocks. Rocks out of nowhere. Okay. And then I said the words from my own book, my own storyline. It was like I wrote down a meditation and reenacted the meditation from this. And I still have those books too. That's the crazy thing. Still have those books. Saying the words, putting the power into it, being aggressive with the words. And that was the key. If I'm just reading something like, have one on top of my head right now, but just saying like, you know, bind them, bind them, blind them, where they only see me, kind of thing. Anyone could just say the words. And anyone can really put the thought into like, oh yeah, I'll make this work. But sometimes you have to say it aggressive. See me. Blind them. I've had enough. And once you put that power, the energy from underneath you just starts seeping into your bottoms of your feet. And they just start working up. Until all of a sudden you have this crazy amount of freaking energy that you just start looking to the skies, looking to the universe, looking to the trees around you. You hear the wind blowing, and you're just screaming it at the top of your lungs. No one else is around you, no one can hear anything, right? So then you start screaming it. Bind them. Blind them. And you say it over and over and over again. Until all you keep thinking about is how freaking gorgeous you are now in their mind. And how they are missing out on what they could have had, which was this. So then you start feeling better. And you start doing a little bit of extra makeup. Not glamour, but you just start putting it on. And next thing you know, you're walking around them, or you're at a party with them. This was, again, me. This is in college years, guys. And you walk around them, and they start noticing you, and you're looking at them like they are nothing but dirt beneath your feet at this point. Peasant. But because of that, they're like, oh, wait, hold up. Whoa, no. You don't ignore me. No. And then they start following you. And they're like, hey, look, you want to grab dinner or something? I'm good, thanks. And next you know, you start focusing on another guy, and then that guy gets jealous. And then you do the same thing. You focus on another one, and then that guy gets jealous. And the next thing you know, you have a bunch of guys at your beck and call to do as you see fit. But you don't actually take them unless you really want them, because you can. In my case, I did. Husband was one of 5. Tell me stuff don't work when you have evidence and proof of it. I could even call my grandmother up right now and say, hey, Grandma, do you remember when I was dating 5 guys at once? And I guarantee my grandmother's gonna be like, yeah. And I called you a whore. And I said that was a big mistake and you're gonna hurt someone's feelings. I got a lecture from it. But it felt so good. So good. To control it, dominate it, and to crush their little souls. That's the dark side of Morgana's obsession or manipulation or illusions too. Now, you can take illusions a little bit different than obsession. Payback, kind of like a little curse in a way. An illusion magic is really good too. You can send it in their dreams. You can send little shadows, little things. If you work within the Faye, you can send a little Faye to torment them. Mirror magic, reflection, hexing through mirror magic is fantastic also. Self-reflection is always good for healing aspects. There's her lighter side, but I like to use her mirror magic as more of do you see me? I'm here. It's like a bridge between realms kind of thing. Then, of course, you could always use mirrors to get to Avalon, too, if you make it to that level. So let me catch up here. Oh, shit. He loved me till he died. Well, damn, Linda. Girl. I fucking love that. That's point and sweet, though. To say it, I mean, that's what it is. Shit. Natasha says, I did a candle spell to attach my ex to remember all the hurt she caused. Ooh, yes. Paybacks. I like that. I did that. So one of the 5 was two of my exes. The one ex cheated on me with his ex, and then she got a hold of me and told me, she's like, I'm sleeping with your man. How's it feel? And I was like, ew. It's a payback. And the other one, he was my cowboy, kind of, which is completely polar opposite of what I date, but he was fine. A cowboy, but his mother was a problem. And his mother talked him into breaking up with me because I was too tattooed, too rebel-y, didn't really fit her little, home life of she can't control me kind of thing. And I made him come crawling back too. So it felt so good. God, so good. Serene says, I can say I did an oil and it was definitely a bit dark as I did it with my blood. Ooh, blood magic. I like that. But I wore it every day, and when I met my husband, well, you know the rest of the story. I do. And there's sex magic with Lilith and our binding through Aphrodite on our wedding night. Ooh. I know I say younger, but I was 16, 17 years old when I met Nick. I love it still nonetheless. Wow, we have the same feelings back then. We really do. Yes, how's this feel? Payback is delicious fun. It really is. And honestly, like, I will say that she is one of those types of sorceresses that has no problem digging into that dark aspect. Let me see. Where's that one book? Transformation, making someone see something else is great too. I'm seeing if there's anything I missed. Dreams, like I said, dream recall, dream journaling, dream alchemy, prophetic dreams. Those are all really good too. And creating those illusions to them. You could also send a little treat to them. A little shadow spirit. Like, can really scare people, which is great. Astral projection. Like I said, watch the old Avalon live. I talk a lot about that stuff. Rites of passage. Yeah, I pretty much talked about a lot of that. But that book has a lot of that. Meditations in it too. You want some meditations? But again, it's neutral. Not dark side. Questions, comments, or concerns, guys? What are you guys thinking? Is she someone that you might want to work in? What do you guys think? Mirror magic with Morgana, yes. Mirror magic is fantastic with her. A lot of sending things. A lot of like sending back the torment they sent you. Mirror magic is fantastic to use for her too. Empowerment is important, yes. So what do you guys think? You guys have any other comments or anything? Like I said, I wasn't trying to be too history, because you should always do your own research with a deity or a sorceress and kind of get your own vibe for her. I just wanted you to see that she has a dark side, like the legends tell. And I like the villainess that she pursues. I like the tormenting. I like the manipulation. In my type of practice, I have a lot of toxic energy of people thinking they're better than me. I'm a Leo with a Capricorn rising and a Taurus moon. I'm a very unique blend. I like things my way, and I like to put on a show. when I'm out in public. I get what I want and when I want it. And if it doesn't suit me, then that's it. I don't need you. I don't need anyone. That's where the Morgan Le Fay comes into play. When you hit that level of mentality, she's great to work with. Fantastic, actually. You definitely are, for sure. I try. And it's honestly all based off my confidence. Honestly. Once I said, why do I give a shit about anyone else? No one else pays my bills. No one else can make me happy. I can make myself happy on my own. So that's what I do. I make myself happy. I love my husband, don't get me wrong. But I was a really naughty girl back in the day. Still am to this day, but I was really bad then. I did what I want, with who I wanted, and how I wanted. And I was fine with that. And guess what? I walked around like I owned the world. And I still kind of do to this day. Because I hate to say it. And this is going to be, this is a dark life, so I can say this. And don't judge me for it when I revert back to my neutral side and, persona. But if I really, really wanted to get someone, like a guy or a girl, I can. It's not that hard. And I love the confidence that I got from Lilith, Morgana. Oh, I don't know what happened there. So yeah. It glitched. It says something about hand gestures, like I was using too many hand gestures. Who knew? But like I said, if I really wanted to get what I want, I'm going to get what I want. It's so easy to do. And I'm really good at that stuff. I'm really good at it. So yeah, definitely utilize it, guys. Have fun with it. Natasha says, I so need to learn from you. I have switched my path from I used to follow what you teach. It speaks to, I love that. I'm unique, but I got you. There's so much. Linda says, I've always done it my way. 68 and still gets hit on by men 10 years. Ooh, listen, I never thought that would be a thing for me. Yeah, dude, I'm right there. Men my age aren't energetic enough. Listen. Oh. It's so weird because in my mind, I still think I'm 25. But I'm almost 40, right? I have 1 more year and I hit 40. So when I have these 25-year-olds hitting on me at work, it's so weird. But it's I still got it. Hey, Patricia. We're actually about to end it. I was just getting some extra feedback and stuff like that. So, heavy power with Morgana. Heavy illusions, mirror magic, water magic, but using it as a rage. Work on a lot of the energy on it. Stay away from small streams. Focus on the bigger types of water paths. Same thing with earth. You want to dig. So, I'm gonna head off here though. It looks like my stuff's glitching. So I'm gonna head off. I love you all. Drop your questions. I will check them out after. We'll go from there. I don't think I have anything else. No. I don't know what my next live is. I think it's the Rune series. So we're gonna, kind of like how the Tarot series is, breaking into it. We're gonna kind of do something similar with runes. We're gonna break and work within it so that way we can learn runes together. But I hope you enjoyed this live. I had fun. I'm gonna do some reads so Kathy doesn't kick my butt because I'm a day behind. And again, I hope you guys check out my old Avalon live. It's really good. I can't remember if I did a meditation for that one or not. I think I did. but don't quote me. But I think I did like trying to get to an entrance of Avalon. Some people were able to access it, some weren't. That's just how it is. You gotta earn it with her. Let me know if you have any other questions. I love questions. I'll definitely answer any questions as they go. And Natasha says, you do not look 40. You're gorgeous, and I really like your lives. They're awesome. Aw, thanks, guys. I love having you guys here. And I love the fact that you guys, even if you don't work within the darker spectrum, that you are willing to see it from a different perspective and point of view. Not saying you would ever have to do it or work within it, but it's there. If anyone is interested in me creating a meditation or something like that regarding Morgana, or a spell of obsession or something like that, I feel the need to create. So send me a message. We'll chat. Because it'd be fun. And I feel the need to get a hold of her. Because I need to, I don't know. It's just one of those things, like, I don't know if it's the solar flares going on. It's really messing with some shit. But, yeah. We can have some fun. Or we can dual or trinity create all together. Piece things together. Oh my gosh, that'd be so much fun. Make a meditation, but piece it together by different people's spectrums. Like, I would start a small piece of it, and then I'd pass it to someone else, and then they would piece another part of it. Like, create the next part, and then pass it to the next one, and create the next part, and just see how it flows. So that way one person can get the same aspect as the next person through the meditation. Can you teach a chaos magic? Oh, everything's jumping around. Can you teach a chaos magic live? Yes, I want to learn what you create. Ooh. Actually, Sarah Lee did a chaos live. It's fantastic, by the way. Check it out. I hone almost in complete, like, in sync with her chaos live. So it's definitely highly recommend checking that out. You can introduce me to her with your... Yes, I could definitely. Flowing meditation. Yep, Christy, exactly that. Well, if anyone's interested in it, send me a message. Maybe I can create like a small little chat and I could figure something out. And like, we'll just pass it off to the people in the chat. Like, I'll send like a Word document, and then I'll start and then pass it to someone else and they can add to it, and then just kind of get that nice flow. Be fun. Send me a message. I might not get to you tonight because I do got to do a bunch of reads. But I will get to it in the next day or two, okay? So I'm not ignoring anyone, I promise. Just give me a little bit of time. All right, I need to head off here. It's getting late. Thankfully, I am off tomorrow. Whew. And hopefully I wake up with enough energy to just, I don't know, put the world beneath my feet. Yeah. I'm feeling that kind of energy lately. Can you tell? All right, guys. I'm going to head off. Thanks for joining me. I had a lot of fun. Namaste and blessed be. Until the next one. Bye.